Final race then at Happy Valley on Wednesday night for the season opener at the City Circuit. We finish off with the Class 3 over the 1200 metres. Really good lineup here, headed by Fantasy. Danny Shum, Joe Murray inside gate as he drops in class. Poised to Strike has switched to David Hayes. David trained this horse in Australia. Guy Dragon now with Casper Founds. He's having his first visit to Happy Valley under race conditions. Wealthy Delight makes his Hong Kong debut. Lariz is a three-time course and distance winner. Winning Endeavour's won here at Happy Valley, but over further the 1650 and down to Maboo, who comes up in class. He's got the one win to his name from 13 starts. It was over this trip, though. Now, as far as Chung Fa's concerned, Can't Stop the Feeling and Maboo are the horses that have been up at Chung Fa within the last month. Now, we're at the touchscreen for this one to have a look at the speed map and some of the key races as well. And as far as the speed is concerned, Tom, Lariz from a low draw, Fantasy's drawn low as well, are the ones that look like they might be pushing forward.
Yeah, they'll be the two that are up there right in the thick of things in the opening. California Gung Ho there on the outside as well. Now, Poised to Strike, he was leading in a barrier trial, and look, he seemed to be a much improved horse in that barrier trial, so I'll be keen to see what they do with him. Another one that has led in the past at 12 and 1400 metres is Stanley Park. Now, he's there midfield. He's got blinkers on, visor off from the stable of David Ferraris. Keep You Warm there on the inside, followed by Can't Stop the Feeling, and I think Wealthy Delight will be at the tail, the newcomer by Lord Canaloa.
All right, yeah, interesting. Lord Canaloa, Wealthy Delight there. We'll come back to him in a second. Paul, what do you got for us in track work?
I thought I'd show Poised to Strike down the back straight because he's changed stable. Now back with David Hayes, Blake Shin aboard. So it was just a nice jump out, just getting a good look around. But he's a recent trial winner. He's only had the 3 starts here in Hong Kong as well. Stanley Park, as you mentioned, another one who's trialled recently. The blinkers will go on him for the first time. Neil Callan doing the work here, and he'll take them out. David Ferraris has now got Stanley Park. Nice big strong horse, Stanley Park. And Guy Dragon, he's the grey there closest to us. He's changed stables as well. He's now with Casper Founds. And he should get a nice run. Zach Purton aboard him as well. And Whiskey Need didn't run too badly on opening day, so not a bad gallop from him. All
right, OK, let's start off with the top weight here in Fantasy. Now, most of his racing, Tom, has been done at Sharton. Certainly his winning has been so far, but one start last season. He came back with a place, and he's drawn well here to get a good run.
He's placed here at Happy Valley from his one and only start. There was no real pressure, I thought, in this barrier trial. You got Ugly Warrior up there with the star of Yun Long, and he was making good ground down the outside to Fantasy. Joe Moreira from gate number 1, so he's going to get all favours to be there in the thick of things. Just a little bit of a concern. In his last start, he was noted to be making abnormal breathing noises, so that would be a bit of a worry.
Yeah, and that second was a really good run as well behind Highland Fortune, so it was a good form race.
All right, this is Poised to Strike at the trials, and did it pretty comfortably in the end here, Paul. Back with David Hayes. When he was in Australia with the Hayes stable, he was Group 3 placed as well. Yeah,
so David knows his horse pretty well. Blinkers will come off him, so he's gone back to scratch with him. Blake Shin rode him in that piece of work. He rode him in the trial when he's riding him on race day. Thought he won this trial plenty in hand. So he seems to have come to hand nicely. Look, I think he's one of the main dangers in the race.
He beat home War of Courage, who was disappointing at the weekend, but had to like the way Poised to Strike win in that trial. He seemed to be doing it very easily. He is pricked, enjoying his work.
All right, still at the trials here. Can't Stop the Feeling. I thought this was a really solid trial, this one here, Paul. And maybe Keep You Warm improved a little bit through the off-season too.
Yeah, it wasn't bad from him. I'm going to make him my value runner, Can't Stop the Feeling. He arrived in a rating of 80. He's now down to 63. He's got to overcome the tricky draw, but he has got a bit of speed. His 2 best runs in Hong Kong last season were both at Happy Valley over 1,000. He did win over a lot longer in New Zealand, so I think the 1,200 looks ideal for him.
He's really improved in his last couple. He's come up at 9.4 in the market. Can't Stop the Feeling now, but like the way he went in that recent trial. Alexi Bedell riding for Jimmy Ting, and definite improvement from him in those last 2 outings.
All right, and what about Winning Endeavour, Tom? Nice ride here for Alex Lay. He is a winner at Happy Valley, but it was over the mile.
He did a little last start. He was beaten 11 lengths. He was crowded at the start, never likely. He can be a bit hard to catch, all right. 1 win from 18. He was midfield in this barrier trial. He started to improve on the turn. I thought he won quite nicely here over Beauty Applause on this occasion. So not overly trustworthy, but trial was okay.
Now with David Ferraris, this horse as well, Winning Endeavour. Look, I'd prefer to see him over the mile. It'd be a good pipe opener, I think, for him on Wednesday night.
All right, OK, that's winning endeavour, but it's Fantasy, Paul, the top weight. He's our favourite. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I like Can't Stop the Feeling. He's at 9.5. I think he'll come up an each-way price. So I've got him as on top. We'll make him the each-way go for the day. Poised to Strike with the new stable. Guy Dragon also with a new stable. He's a real interesting runner for me. He's had one trial at Happy Valley before, and Zach Purden will take the mount on him now with Casper Founds, and Fantasy in there for 4 should run a nice race. 10, 3, 5, 1.
Yeah, I've gone with Can't Stop the Feeling as well, the horse number 10 for Jimmy Ting and Alexi Bedell. He's really improved in those last couple of outings, like the trial coming into this, so he's on top to beat Fantasy. Number 1, I think it's the Quinella in the race, including Poised to Strike, Guy Dragon. There was one I didn't mind at a bit of a price, First Responder, 13 and 3.9. Hard to catch, had issues last time out, but liked his recent trial. 10, 1, 3, 5.
Very similar from me as well. I've gone Poised to Strike on top. I was very tempted to make him the best bet, actually. I just hesitated, though, when it came to pulling the trigger. As far as the stats are concerned, Paul, what are we looking at here?
Yeah, we'll look at the last 5 opening Happy Valley meetings for Casper Founds. He's had 32 runners over those 5 meetings for 7 wins, 3 seconds and 5 thirds. So really good strike rate at 21% there. And I think he can run. He's got some really good runners, I think, so I think he can add to that stat. Guy Dragon being one of them. He's got Lightning Steed in there as well, the Aurora horse as well, so he's got plenty of chances. But Guy Dragon, the ISG, I think can run a nice race there in the last.
Yeah, I'm hoping he adds those stats as well, as we'll find out in a minute with the best bets. But what would you like, Paul, on the card?
Last couple of races for me, I'm going with the sort of the feature type races. California Rad, I think he's a real up and coming horse, this one, and he's got rating points in hand. He's only just turned 4, so he's on top. And then Can't Stop the Feeling each way there in the last. The play, we'll do it in California Rad's race. QQP with California Rad, Little Bird, and the very consistent Victory Power 1.
Righto, for me it is Jazz Steed. I think he looks to be one of the bets of the night at Happy Valley for the King of the Valley, Casper Founds and Chad Schofield. Toy Coon for Wagner Borges, Ricky Yu. Over 16.50, just drawn wide, might be some value there. And the play will go the last race. We'll bank a Fantasy because I think he'll definitely be there, and play around with Poised to Strike, Guy Dragon, Can't Stop the Feeling, and one at a price there, First Responder.
All right, here's the horse that hopefully improved Casper Founds' strike rate in the opening day, and it's Lightning Steed. Joe Moreira gets a low draw, lightweight, hard to beat. And the Abraxas, I think he'll roll forward in race number 4, yet to win from 24 starts, so you'd be looking for an each way price about him. And as far as the play is concerned, well, around Lightning Steed with Urban Dance off a good trial, and Toy Coon as well, who Tom likes at odds as well. So that's the QQP in race number 6. So that is Happy Valley. Hopefully we found most of the winners there, Tom. And after that, back to Sha Tin again on Sunday. Yeah,
programme of, I think, 10 races Sunday, a couple of races on the all-weather, good quality Class 2 race down the straight 1,000 metres. So looking forward to that Sha Tin Sunday.
Yeah, it should be a good meeting at Sha Tin, and this meeting's a good one as well. Don't forget that jackpot, $12.5 million in the Triple Trio and races 6 and 8 for the $1 million first 4 and quartet merge pool.
Great stuff. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Tom. That's the show. Thanks for watching. I hope you see you at Happy Valley Wednesday night. We will be racing to win.